Strong and free, from far and wide, oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land, glorious and free. Oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
I just love this phone. I'm so glad our family was able to buy it.
I know, I love it too. Of course, it took many years to purchase.
And the name Orson Gusta, I love it.
Me too. Not bad of Uncle Janos and Father to be able to buy it.
Yes, it was.
Hard work, though.
Well, we don't have to do this forever. We can go to school.
So what would you want to be if you could choose anything?
Not sure, what about you?
Don't know. University sounds good, though. I'd like to study, especially languages.
What'd Dad say about that?
Say about what?
Oh, hi, Dad. We're just about done here.
What were you talking about? What would I say about what?
We were talking about university, about getting an education.
You don't need an education. That's nonsense. If you want to go to school, you can do that after you learn a trade. It's important to be able to do something good and useful with your hands.
Yes, Dad.
But, Dad, what if you have a dream about school?
A trade is first. I have an idea for you. You should be a glass cutter.
A glass cutter? Why?
No matter what happens, we will always need to have people who can cut glass well. What happens to all the windows that are broken during the war? Someone will need to cut new ones, and that should be you.
But, Dad...
So it's decided then. Glass cutter it is. No more jewelry.
So Daniel learned the trade of glass cutting, and he learned it well. He was also given something valuable. It was a glass cutter like this. This little tool is used to scroll glass so that it can be cracked perfectly straight. A skilled worker can use this little tool to cut the biggest pieces of glass without any problems.
Have you heard the news? It sounds like the war is almost ended.
That would be wonderful. Then we can get back to life the way it should be.
But we can't.
Why not?
Because of what will happen to us Germans after the war.
But we have lived here in Yugoslavia for years. We're not really considered Germans anymore, are we?
Well, it does not matter to many people in the rest of the world.
Sounds as though we will not really be safe after the war.
What do you mean? We are honest, hardworking Christians, and we should be able to live here freely after the war.
That is not what it sounds like when I listen to the neighbors. Some of them are leaving because they are afraid of how they will be treated after the war.
Nonsense. We're staying.
Dad, we feel it may be best to leave. Many have already fled to Germany, Austria, and other places like that.
Sounds like that's what we should do as well.
Nonsense.
I mean, no. We should really think about it.
And leave Orsi Busta? No, never.
Well, then let's pray that God will keep our family safe and sound. If we put our trust in Him, He will see to it that nothing will happen to us.
Things may happen, but we will always have the Lord.
Amen.
The family did decide to stay on their beautiful farm. Soon World War II did end. Unfortunately, some of their fears came true. The Germans were not treated well by the nations that surrounded them. The people in their own country were distrusting them. The Russians especially were not treated Germans that live in other countries in terrible ways. They even had some work camps for them. They were sometimes taken from their families and brought to those camps. It was a frightening and real possibility for the Weinhardt family as well.
I see soldiers. Hide, boys. Need to hide.
In here, quick!
Everyone in the kitchen, now!
Quickly, everyone come!
What? Does Mom and Dad? Where are the children?
They are away, they are not home.
Away where? I'd love to go see family in another town. They're not here. We'll check the house and see for ourselves.
All clear. I see no one.
We will be back. Have your children here next time.
A week passed, and this time the family was not so lucky.
Oh no, they're here again.
Everyone in the kitchen! Let's go! Hurry!
I'll have the children over. You have 15 minutes. Come to the train station.
Do you know what that is? Yes, we do know where the train station is.
The train leaves in an hour. Be there before it leaves.
Oh no, I never thought this day would come. Now what?
We must pray for our children. We must pray for their safe return.
Yes, we must.
The children were taken away to a camp. Later, the parents were also taken to camps. They were sadly never heard from again. Their fate is not known. The children who were still young were separated. 3 of them, John, Elizabeth, and Daniel, went to the same camp for a while. Some other children went in different directions.
Everyone on the train, let's go quickly.
Time to go!
Daniel, anybody here named Daniel?
Wait, sir, someone's coming.
So what?
He's calling me. Please let me see him.
Be quick! Go!
You are Daniel. I have a package for you. It's from home.
I'm so grateful. Thank you.
Where are they taking you?
I think you should say something about Ukraine. I believe you're headed there.
May God go with you.
Thank you, friend.
Wait, where are your shoes?
They were taken away from me. They were stolen.
Here, have mine.
But what about you?
I will get new ones. Here, take them.
I will remember you forever. Thank you.
Everyone in the train! Let's go!
Daniel did go on the train with John and Elizabeth. He first went to a forest where he cut firewood. Then they were sent to a camp in Ukraine. On the train, on the way, they were given dark bread. This was considered to be Russian bread. Some of the people did not like to eat the Russian bread, but others knew it was important. They knew that they would maybe be hungry later and they needed to keep the bread for harder times. They knew it would come in handy later. Daniel just clung to the package that he had received from the hired man.
Well, I guess we're here. Wherever here is not much of a place, I think. The roof is gone and the windows are gone too. Terrible.
Yes, terrible.
Here we go. If we remove some of these boards from the windows, we can see by daylight.
I have some glass here. Will this do?
It should. Let's hope it fits.
Oh no, I broke it.
It's okay, I have another piece. This is so frustrating. We need proper tools.
Hey, the one just ended. At least we have a job.
But we can't do it without our tools.
You know you can help them, right?
I know. I'm just so glad I received my glass cutter in that package. Wow, may I please help you, ma'am?
What is your trade?
I have a glass cutter, just like you. But do you have a tool? Here it is. Okay, let's get to it. Do you have a measuring tape?
No, we just use a stick and a knife, like this.
Oh, I see. This goes so much easier when you have the right tools.
There, it fits. Looks beautiful.
Okay, we need some other for these instead.
Here you go.
Wow, that was quite a lot. Thanks for your help.
Welcome. Looks to me like Dad is right.
What do you mean?
He said that a glass cutter would always have work, no matter where.
Wow, I guess you're right. I should be thankful for my learning as a glass cutter.
You should be grateful. Now, right? And the heater's starting to work too.
I'm looking for the glass cutter.
Who used the glass cutter? Who helped the workers yesterday?
I did.
It was me. It was me, sir.
Can you prove that you helped our men?
You have the tool.
Here it is.
Wow, you needed to do some other jobs. Full of us.
Not without my brother.
Does he cut glass too?
No.
Just you then, sorry.
You're a package deal. Either you take both of us or neither of us.
Okay then, both of you follow us.
Even though John and Daniel were technically prisoners, they were given work in the town and in the camp. One day, the guards gave them a hard time when they returned to the camp after curfew. They told their supervisors about this. The supervisors told the guards to allow Daniel and John to come and go as they pleased. This was an amazing change, and it all happened because of this one little tool. When they were in town, they could earn a little bit of money and help to buy a bit of extra food.
When John and Daniel had been on the train, they had been separated from the sister, Elizabeth. While they had their special glass-cutting job, they had some opportunity to find out where she was. Daniel came up with a great idea about getting to his sister. Since he was allowed to come and go in the camp, it was easier for him to try to do this. His brother John was very worried. Daniel had a gift for learning languages. While he traveled, he was able to go to a lot of places because he could speak the language of the people that were there. Some never suspected that he was not from there.
A ticket, please.
There is no more room on the train. You should leave.
Well, I can see those cars are empty.
No, you should go.
That is crazy. No one is on the train. There's lots of room.
Fine, you may go. That is the 10 levels.
Here you go. Thank you. Hey, Daniel, where are you going? North. How is it that you were traveling? Do you have your papers? Yes. Are you sure? Let's see them. Just one second.
The train for Moscow is now leaving. Final call for Moscow.
That's my train. I have to go. Phew, that was close.
Daniel's journey was long. He spent 3 hours on the train. Then he received a ride from a truck. He paid for this ride with cigarettes. Then he had to walk a long way. Finally, he arrived at the place where Elizabeth was.
This must be it. This is Elizabeth's camp.
Cousin Daniel, what are you doing here?
I've come to get Elizabeth.
How did you were able to travel?
I have special privileges because I can cut glass. It was all because of my glass cutter. Elizabeth! Elizabeth! Are you okay? Elizabeth!
Yes. I'm fine. I cannot believe I have seen you again.
I've come to take you to my camp. Mine and John. Then we hope somehow to make our way back home.
That would be amazing.
I just have to make arrangements with the guards. There is a girl in our camp whose father is here. We can trade her for you.
The trade was arranged, and Elizabeth was allowed to go to the camp with Daniel and John.
Wow. I cannot believe that this is happening. I cannot wait to see John again. How is he?
See for yourself.
Elizabeth! Wow, I cannot believe this. How are you?
The conditions in the camp were terrible. Since there was not enough food, many people died. There were other prisoners whose job it was to dig graves for those dead men and women. Daniel feared for his life as well. He did not know who to turn to for help until he decided that it was time to make the faith of his mother and father his own.
Lord, of whom my mother and father were saved, if you exist, give me days to live, and I would like to serve you forever.
New people came to run the camp. Shortly after that, Daniel and his family were allowed to return home. They had to travel through many dangerous places. They went through Poland and then Austria. They were helped by church members and given clothes and food. While he was in Austria, he was reunited with some of his older siblings. The family ended up living in many different places. Daniel ended up in Canada. He has a large family. Both of his granddaughters, Christina and Hannah, go to our school. 2 of his grandsons are graduates of CCS.